welcome to Young Turks, the show that puts the spotlight on two young achievers every single week and takes you through their journey to success. I'm Shireen Bhan, and joining me on the show is Anita Balagopalan. Hi Anita.
Hi Shireen. My guest for today is cooking up healthy meals for the city of Bombay. Find out more about Cyrus Driver, but that's a little later on the show. For now, it's back to Shireen.
My guest today has been called Harry Potter by his clients, and he certainly has the magic touch. He's just 26 and he started his own company with revenues touching about $2 million, expected to grow to 15 to 20 by next financial year. Let's catch up with Fahad Moti on Young Turks today.
At first glance, he looks like a free-spirited man on the fast track. But take a closer look at this young Turk and you'll realize there's much more to him than just fancy driving. Fahad Moti Khan's story is like a fairy tale. His desire to be part of the Men in Blue brought him to Delhi, but life bowled him a bouncer and he changed pitch. His love for computers gave him his first break at 18, and since then there's been no turning back. From Tehelka to Raw Technologies to 2 startups, Fahad has had a packed beginning. At 25, he decided to give entrepreneurship another shot and launched Technology 9 Labs in 2005. He steered the company from a one-man garage operation to a 50-member workforce. Changing gears is what drives this go-getter. Life for him is always on full throttle.
I always knew that I would be doing business, and I somehow thought that I'll be like this rocking fast bowler in the Indian team, who'll make enough money to start his own venture. But that didn't happen because I was probably not as good. And
but you were quite serious about it. I mean, you were in the same club as Virendra Sehwag and things like that. You didn't make it even to the 12th man, but you were quite serious about it, right?
Yeah, and the biggest moment for me in cricket was when I was sent to MRF Pace Foundation to train under Dennis Lilly. But then, I mean, it's important that you realize early in your life what you're capable of doing. And then when I saw my performance in matches where I was given the chance, I was not really good, and I realized that early on that this is not happening.
Okay, so you bowled yourself out of cricket and you decided to pitch the business ideas. You drop out of college and you're barely 18 when you finally get your first job. I mean, you don't come from a family of entrepreneurs. You don't even come from a remotely business-connected family. What did your parents say when you decided to drop out of Hansraj College?
My parents have been like, they have stood like a rock, and where everybody else, because we come from a fairly educated background, and people said that, your son's dropping out, and it can be very dicey because that guarantee goes, And my father says that, he knows what he's doing, and I know what he's doing, So as long as he believes in what he's doing, I have no problems.
You've already sort of changed 4 jobs before you turned entrepreneur, and you're all of 26, so it's been quite an innings for you.
Even before I got into a job, I started a company, but I had no idea whatsoever as to what is business all about, so it was a disaster, So then
that was in 1998, I mean.
Yeah, at that time, and it didn't work out. Post Rotech, that was my first firm. That was a US-based firm into e-commerce in the initial days of e-commerce. Then post that, what happened was that Tehelka.com happened. They were in a soup. Their website was stuck, and they had done that match-fixing story. And the site was saying that due to traffic or some message, the site was not available and it was not ready. And then this person gives me a call and says that there's this .com called Tehelka.com, and they are in
so you were called in as the troubleshooter, basically.
Troubleshooter, basically, So I came there. I said that this is not a big disaster. Relax, So I realized that I cannot by myself create a 200-page website overnight. So what I did was all these journalists were there, Shoma Chaudhary and Kajal Basu and Parsa, and all these guys were there. And I said that Dreamweaver is simple. That's the tool on which plain HTML pages are made. So I said Dreamweaver is simple. Why don't you learn this instead of editing on Word, which you're doing right now? Edit straight on the page. So I gave them the templates. I said you start editing, and I got these journalists to make that website overnight, a 200-pager, and we uploaded it in the morning.
So Tehelka happens. You were there for about 2 years, and then you decided to move on, and you went to another job.
There was another very good .com which happened, which was called Netwala.com, and they had gone bust. So the core team of Netwala were 2 former vice presidents of Citibank New York and 1 guy from Arthur Andersen. Said that, would you like to do something with us? And I said, why not? So they floated a firm called so together we floated this firm called 24/7 Market Link.
Turning his dreams into reality is what Fahad is all about. So he now owns his dream car at just 26. That's not bad for a college dropout. What started as a venture with 50,000 rupees as seed capital has now seen revenues of almost $2 million, and that in just 13 months. Fahad's philosophy of going after the big fish has paid off, with several blue chip firms taking them on.
This year's projection, if everything goes well, we should be doing about $20 million.
1.5-year-old company, you started with 50,000 rupees, and you're pulling in 2, and you're looking at 15 to 20 for the next year.
Yeah.
What, you just got lucky?
I mean,
how did it happen?
all I can say. I think luck does play a part, but it's not everything. And at the end of the day, the quality of work that you're giving out in the market, and what is, the differentiators that you're creating, these are the things that matter.
But there have been several companies who are dabbling in the same space that you are, but you've managed to go out there and get the big clients, not the smaller players. You've been driven by getting the bigger clients on how did it happen? Was it your marketing skills? What did they buy into when you went to sell them the Technology 9 Lab story?
Probably because we were very proactive in showcasing our work. We wouldn't wait for the client to give us the project in order to for us to proactively, if there's an application, proactively we designed a complete UI and gave it to them and said that this is how we feel the thing should look like. If there's a website, we gave them the template, already designed. So this is what you're expecting. Is this and this is what we can give you. So these things helped us get a foot in the door, and subsequent to that, it was impressive work that we did.
How many clients do you have now?
I think in all about 40-45 clients we have, but all premium clients. Names that the whole world knows.
But you're 26. You're now manning a team of 50 people. You started with yourself and 1 more employee. Now you're looking after about 50 people. Are they all younger than you are? Or there's some people older than you are as well?
I'm actually one of the younger ones.
Yeah. So how do you manage that?
See, most people, and there's nobody who's older than 35 in my office, and they're all around about that, between 20 to 35. And if you see the cumulative experience, I have about 8.5 years of experience, and mostly in top management, and I have faced really difficult situations from where I have steered, projects out, and I have so
it's the experience that counts, not the age.
It's the experience, it's your talent, and how well can you lead.
Cricket, bungee jumping and working out in the gym are just some of the interests that keep Fahad going. With an appetite for big business, Fahad hopes to turn in revenues of $20 million this year. Determination, grit and confidence is what has turned this startup into a heavyweight in the tech space. And he's now building his stamina for a lot more.
When do you need funding? You need funding to grow or to take the company to the next level. So far, I think we have not reached that level, whereby we'll start worrying about the next level. Everything that we're doing right now, we are in control of, and we have the money to support it.
Okay.
So I'm not very keen.
Not looking at selling out at this point.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay. So how's life changed for you? You drive a much bigger car. You're only 26, and you already have a Mercedes. So beyond that, how's life changed for you?
Automobiles. I don't know if you've read my profile, but automobiles is my absolute passion. Since that's one area. Even when I had small money, I would. That's the only thing I would
bike
say.
As well, a Honda.
Honda CBR. Yeah.
So do you actually get time to ride and drive? Or?
When I'm too stressed and stuff, I take my bike out for a high-speed drive, or I take my car for a long drive.
And what about your friends? Do you have the same set of friends that you had when you started off, or has life changed?
Big and small is something which is, again, very, very relative kind of a thing. Today I have things, God forbid something happens, tomorrow I may not have what I have today. but your relationships and the things that you have in the past, your friends, they always stand by you.
Sure.
So you should not change for them.
So a $20 million target for the next financial year, and what kind of plans do you have for the company now over the next 5 years, or are you not thinking that long term?
No, I am thinking that long term. In fact, that's the whole thing. See, services is one thing that we're doing. Everyone, in the industry is doing services, and services, I think there's you cannot reach the pinnacle, the top, by doing services alone. Services means huge number of people, but the overall turnovers will not be as large as. So we want to get into innovation, product innovation. We want to create our own products. We have certain ideas, which we are working on.
All right, Fahad, thanks very much. We hope that all of your ideas turn out to be billion-dollar ideas, and we wish you the very best of luck for the future. That's a wrap on this edition of Young Turks, but another Young Achievers coming up right after this very short commercial break, so stay right there. You're watching CNBC TV 18.